sea urchin too. It was, I had to sit there and I had to break down everything. So I know when I'm going to a meeting with an accountant, or I do have to get a little, like you're saying, Molly, where certain people might need to know every single thing. At my stage in the game, like, people know, they see me on the magazine cover, so they know I'm an expert in this. Your peers, your people that you know that you're not an energy expert at this point. What else, what do you do for a living?
I work in higher education.
Right, so people know that's what you do. So if you go in there and start drawing all sorts of diagrams and stuff, they're gonna say, I can't do that. But a sea urchin has to know every little specific. So at my point in time, if I sit down with my dad or some of my dad's friends who are accountants, or some people, I gotta go in there and say, okay, it's $4.29 to get started. It's $25 plus tax to the website. Don't want to know exactly what it comes to. Okay, it's $26.60. I gotta add every single penny to it. Because if I tell them it's $4.50, oh, you said it was $4.50, but it came to $458.60. They want to know every little thing. And if they don't get their answers with every little thing, they don't get it. So normally I would draw out a giant circle. It's okay, here's you. You get customer, 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 you made $100. 2 more customers, another $50, or whatever the promotion is. You get this person, he gets this customer, and I draw, okay, now you made your money back. Now, after that, okay, that's what they want to know. How quick can I make my money back? And after that, how much money have I made the first month? What's my return on my investment? And how it's going to go. They need to know every single specific. So that's a sea urchin. They want to know every little detail. A shark doesn't want to know anything about all these details. Another guy on my team made an appointment with somebody that I know from where I live, and I know about this guy's background, what he does with business and stuff like that. So going over there, he was trying to structure something. Well, there was 2 guys. One guy was in Ambit. One guy was going to be joining Ambit, and he's the one who set the appointment with this other guy, Dave. So they go, should we sign up so-and-so before we meet Dave? And I said, yes, sign him up. He said, well, how are you so sure? I said, because Dave's going to join. So if you make an appointment and I go to meet Dave, he's in. Like, how are you so certain? I said, I just trust me. He's in. So they had to sign. The one guy was going to sign up maybe the next day, but I said, get this guy in now, because when I go see his guy Dave, he's signing up. So I go to Dave, and Dave is 100% a shark. So I went to Dave. I did no presentation at all. I said, hey, Dave, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. Great to see you again. I said, Dave, do you trust me? He said, I do. I said, you know I have the ice cream stores? He said, I do. I said, besides that, I've been in the energy business 5 years, whatever it's been. I said, I'm doing excellent with it. I said, I basically told this guy a couple facts. The company's a 70-year-old company. The company did $1 billion this year. I'm doing very well with it, Dave. I've given up a few other businesses now to go full force with this. He's like, well, what does it cost? $429 plus $450, whatever. I said, here's some examples of what people are making doing this. I mean, how do I sign up? Within 5 minutes, he was a consultant, signed up in the system. He was a shock. If I would have went to this guy, and this is advanced stuff, guys, so you can't be like really teaching your team this right away, because we're trying to teach people simple things. Show a magazine, show a video, do a 3-way call. This guy was 100% a shock. So I knew, all I had to tell him, here's what it is, here's what it costs, here's what we could potentially make. You trust me? Yes, I trust you. All right, hey, done. Simple. In and out appointment so fast. Now, if I went to that guy and started telling him every little, if I would have shown him a video, he wouldn't have had the patience to sit there and watch a video. He wouldn't have. But I knew his personality type going into it, and I knew 100% he was signing up.
That's all they said to you.
Yeah.
That answered it. But if you didn't see the video, then how is he going to duplicate it, let's say?
Yeah, and
Well, he's going to do the same thing. That's wonder about
if
that.
he has sharp friends like that after, he's a credible guy, he's a successful guy. There's times you see, who is the fastest person on my team who grew to senior? I had an orthopedic spine surgeon who makes several million a year, got to senior in 22 days. Why? Because when he seen the presentation, signed up. He said, hey, I said, can I come out there and help you? He said, Monday morning, 8:15. So I had to leave Staten Island, I think 5:45 in the morning to get out to Long Island for 8:15. I met 7 people there with him, all 7 signed up right on the spot. That next Thursday, he brought people, there were 49 people in the room. It's based on that credibility. That guy could have been in a juice company, a vitamin company, any company, but because that guy with credibility said, I'm in, I'm doing this, so should you, every person signed up. And it grew pretty quick. But somebody, I'll tell them, listen, this is not the norm. I'll say, hey, listen, I know you're very successful, and I know you just need to see this, this, and this. Normally what we do, and that's how we'll get you going. There's certain people that he was just able to tell, hey, this is something good, I'm doing it, you need to do this, and they join. It's based on that person's credibility. You have the upper hand, it's so much easier. So every time you hear a success story, somebody made senior real quick, or somebody got to executive, and that person has a lot of credibility with people, is how they grew so fast. See, people you know your whole life, they look at you and view you in a certain way. And they know that's why I have different invites. Someone who's more successful than you, I have a different invite. Someone who's less successful than you, I have a different invite for that. And I switch it up. So a person like that, I'm gonna tell them this is not the norm. I say if I go to other people and try to say what I said to you, Dave, it's not gonna work. So get me to meet people and I'll handle it from there. I just had to get him in. And then from there, he's gonna give me some contacts, and then I'll show them the magazine and the video. So let's say I'm at Panera Bread or something, showing a presentation that's real loud and noisy. There's times I have done the PowerPoint. And I'll tell people, hey, listen, this is not normally what I do, but you see how loud and crazy it is here right now. If I try to play video, you won't hear it. Normally, all I'm doing is showing you this video. And that's all I want you to do is just to teach duplication. So do you guys see how if you mix up people's personality types that it won't work? If you go to a sea urchin and try to tell them all about partying and having fun, that might not be him. You gotta know, you gotta really know their personality types. If you try to go in with the wrong approach, you could really screw it up. But if you know their personality type, it could boost your recruiting through the roof. It could take you from getting 1 out of 10 or 2 out of 10 to 4 or 5 out of 10 to join your team. If not higher sometimes, just by knowing how these people think and what gets them motivated. Yeah.
What about social media? Working the business through social media?
What I would tell you is don't put all over your page like, hey, join me in business. It doesn't work. I use social media to find people that I haven't seen since high school, or I use it to find people, and then listen, if I haven't seen somebody in 20 years, I don't want to come out to them and the first thing I'm saying is, hey, you want to join my business? I try to establish a relationship again. So I might send them a private message, we go back and forth, how you been, you married, you have kids, have you seen so-and-so, what have you been up to? And I just talk. Again, I said it earlier, I don't go out to try to recruit people, I go out to make relationships, to add more names to my list. So whether it's me physically meeting people or meeting people through social media, those are people to add to my list. My Facebook is growing, my Instagram is growing, my LinkedIn is growing, and I find people I haven't even thought of, and I find through social media, and I just talk. I just talk and have conversations with them. Because if you start writing all over your Facebook page what you're doing, now they know, if you do call them, now they know why you call them, what you call them about. Oh, she's probably going to be calling about that energy thing that's on all over our Facebook page. So I don't really put much stuff out there. I mean, I have pictures of me at events and stuff like that. So I really wouldn't put too much at all what you're doing. Just let them see you doing fun, exciting things.
More about lifestyle?
Yeah, more about lifestyle. And that's how so many people have came back to me who told me no. So many people watch me on Facebook from never seeing my kids, never going anywhere, to me having all the time in the world now, taking my kids everywhere. They watch people say, like, do you own an amusement park? Because there's like 5 days a week, I'm usually in amusement parks or somewhere. I'm like, no, I'm just, having making up for lost times that I didn't have with my kids prior to this. Like, man, I want that lifestyle that he has. So it's not about what company I'm in. It's like, whatever you're doing, I want to be a part of it. You know, maybe I made the wrong move by telling Mike no 2 years ago. Because look, I'm still working all these hours, not doing much of my life, but here's Mike, who showed me something, I didn't take advantage of it, he has a great lifestyle now. And, you know, some people's pride get in the way and they don't wanna admit they were wrong and should have done it, and they'll never see it. But some people say, Mike, I should have listened to you years ago, was it too late? Nope, it's not too late, better now than ever. Let's get you in, let's get you going. So I would use it just to really find people, and just let them see lifestyle, something with your lifestyle that will attract them.
Question. Going back to like approaching like business owners or people that are already successful, would you suggest, like especially for some of us who are newer at this, to potentially partner up like an upline in order to approach them to give kind of like that little bit more confidence and stuff? Because again, like someone like yourself, you have years on your side. I have 3 months on my side.
Yeah.
You know, so just to kind
You
of.
know, it is better. Dominic on my cover was 18 when he started as a dishwasher. Dominic became the youngest senior consultant in the company at 18 years and 2 months, whatever it was. Real quick. I mean, Dominic lived a mile from me, so it was pretty easy for me to help him. But all I told Dominic to do, Dominic, listen, you're young, you're in high school, you're a dishwasher, and I said, just get me to meet people. And basically set appointments at the diner where he worked. My friend owned the diner, and he just got me to sit down with people, and I did everything. Dominic had no credibility with people at all, but I became the credibility for him. So he got me to sit down with people, and I basically built his business from his contacts and got him to senior, and that's how it just grew. So if you can get somebody to go with you, I would say definitely for sure. But you got to think that your upline can only be in so many places at so many times, so they can't be everywhere. So it is good to, if they could be there, but you can't expect them to be everywhere all the time. So there are pros and cons to it too. You know, it'll help you get people, but then also that person thinks, well, okay, do I need to have somebody with me all the time? Is this person going to be available to do all my present? Because once it starts growing, it's like, okay, it might be easy for you to get the guy to come on one appointment, then all of a sudden you got 10 people, and those 10 people get 2 apiece. Now you got 20 people plus the original 10, you have 30 people. How could one person go and help all these people? So it's like a catch-22, you know, because it helps you in so many ways. Then other ways, I can't be everywhere. I have consultants now, I think in 40-something states. There's some states that I've never even been through. I have consultants. You can only do so much, but if you have a chance to bring somebody, yeah, for sure I would. You know, and I'm always trying to go on as many appointments as I could to help my team and stuff. But again, I can't be everywhere. Neither could any upline. That's why you gotta just fall into a system. Everything is systems. If there's no systems, it'll never duplicate and grow.
When you go on the appointment with, let's say, a member of your team, he's gonna show the video to that guy, right?
Yeah.
And then, okay, so he introduces you or whatever, you sit down, watch the video, and then he's gonna identify you to answer questions before you out. I'm not as simple as that. Is that correct?
He's not saying much. He's making the appointment. He's bringing me there. He's introducing me. Right away, I take it over from there. So once I sit down with the guy's prospect, he's probably going to show me on the magazine. It's almost like arrogant and cocky if I say, hey, look at me on the magazine. So I'm going to teach my person. It's powerful that if you could bring somebody on a magazine cover, but it looks stupid of me saying, hey, look at me, I'm on a magazine. So I teach that person, hey, when we go meet your prospect, I need you to point me out on a magazine. I need you to say who I am and point me out. And from there, I'll take it over. And all I'm doing, I'm telling a story how I'm going back to Ray and Brian. I'm constantly showing these guys. I'll say, I don't want them to look at me as just a guy 7 years in at a top position in the company. I gotta bring them back to my first day in the business, where I was working 100 hours a week. I was a shy, quiet person, no experience, but these 2 guys helped me. So I'm going back. So now he's visualizing himself. Now I'm that guy to him. Where these guys helped me in the beginning, now, so I'm bringing him all the way back to the beginning of my story. And then I'm explaining, hey, just like those guys helped me, I can help you the same exact way. So he introduces me, and then I basically take it over. I'll tell my story that Ray and Brian have helped me with this business. And then I'll let them know that I'm here, just like I'm here helping John, I can help you the same way. I might show another story in the magazine that relates to that person, I put a video on, and then at the end, I'll just getting them signed up. You gotta assume every person is gonna join. Have the confidence that every person is gonna join. Let them come to you and say, I'm not interested. If you're out there at the end, like, just trying to like seek approval and being desperate, it doesn't gonna work. I go into it, every person's joining. I want them to tell me, no, it's not for me. I assume when that presentation is over, I start automatically pulling up the sign-up screen. Because I'm thinking this is the best thing in the world. They gotta be crazy not to join this. Okay, so let them tell me no. I start pulling up the sign-up screen. And I basically ask them questions that are gonna get them talking in a positive manner. Like, what did you like best about it? Oh, I like the free energy program. What else did you like best? I like how you can build a team of people and get paid residuals month after month. Awesome, sounds like you're ready to get going. And just assume that they're ready to join. Because if you don't say anything like, hey, let's get you going, some people want to do it, but they don't know the next step. So they don't know what to do. You're not saying, hey, here's the next thing, let's get you going. I just say, hey, let's go. I let them come to me and say, no, I don't want to do it. I would say out of all the people I personally sign up right there with me, right on the spot. Unless they don't have a credit card on them or something like that, they don't have the money until Friday. But most people join right there, right on that spot, because when they leave that presentation with you, every minute that goes by, the chances of them joining get less and less and less and less. So I want to get them in when they're most excited, right then and there, give them a magazine, give them some DVDs, and get them going. As soon as they leave that door, they're going to call somebody up on the phone, and they're going to try to pitch it to their wife or a friend. As soon as one person tells them no, they're probably not going to join. That's why I try to get them right then and there, right there on the spot to join the business. I don't want them leaving. If they do say, well, I like it, but that's why I say, I have no follow-up. Because it's either yes or a no. I don't have maybes. I don't want to sit there and have to worry about calling somebody, chasing them down. I want to know yes or I want to know no. If it's no, okay. I just want to know. Maybes will drive you nuts. They'll drive you nuts. I got a guy signing up as soon as I get back tomorrow, but his thing was he went through some problems and it wasn't the right time. He says, call me in 2 weeks, I'll have money, I have to go to court for something and for his kids. So he goes, call me right now in 2 weeks, and he's in. So him I'll follow back up with. I just spoke to him yesterday, told him I'm away, but we'll meet up Monday afternoon. But I try to get them right there, right on that spot to join. Assume that they're doing it. Let them tell you no. Let them be the one that say no. Maybes will drive you nuts. So you're better off getting a no than a maybe stringing you along and wasting your time.
But you gotta ask those leading questions, like you said.
Yeah.
What you see makes sense, what would you like that? If you
Yeah.
don't ask those questions, you can't go down that path. You can say, great, whatever you said,
Yeah.
looks like you're ready to join.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the close.
Yeah, usually I say, hey, does it make sense to you? I don't say, what did you think? Because what did you think could be a positive or a negative answer. I don't say that. Did it make sense to you is going to give a positive answer 99.999% of the time. It makes sense to almost everybody. Well, great. You see why John and I are so excited about this? Yeah, I see why you guys are excited. What would you like best about it? Oh, I love it. Let them talk. They can talk their way right into joining. If you don't feel comfortable saying, hey, let's get you going, you could say something like, well, do you see yourself making money with Ambit Energy? Yeah, I see myself making money. Okay, now you know that they see. Now you can say, all right, great, let's get you in. So it's like a pre-question to the question. Do you see yourself making money with this? Yeah, I do. Okay, great, let's get you started. Another thing you could say, if somebody says like, oh, I love the free energy program. I love how you can build a team of people. I love the residuals every single month on energy bills. You could say typically when people have those responses, they usually join and get started right away. And I'll say, yeah, all right, great. So like typically when people have those positive responses, they get started right away. And they usually join. But try your hardest to get them to sign there. As soon as they leave, like, I saw another guy last week, he didn't have his credit card on him. I said, listen, you gotta trust me. I said, obviously you like this, you trust me, you wanna do this. What I need you to do, for right now, I gotta get you trained. Please do not go out there and talk to anybody about this, because you're gonna ruin your chances. You have no idea what you're doing or what you're saying. I said, do you trust me? Yes, I trust you. Okay, so what I want you to do until you get signed up is you're gonna watch this training video. I said, go to www.ambidenergytraining.com until you get your credit card ready. Watch this training thing. Don't talk to nobody else, because I want you to do this the right way from the start. Because usually people leave that meeting and they're not even home. They're in their car and they're calling up somebody. Oh, I just met this guy at Panera Bread, and oh man, there's this new company called Ambit, and they start talking and explaining it. That person says no. They might decide at that point they're not gonna do it either. They might call somebody else. As soon as they get a couple no's, they're never gonna join.
I just want to add to that, we were in a round circle with Brian McClure, and he was talking about when he brings his people or when he goes to show, and this is what he teaches his consultants, when they go and show the presentation, after they sign up, they automatically set up their customer website to show them a little bit about, you know, what that's about, and they also will make like at least three calls to a friend of theirs, you know, like just to talk about business or bring them on as a customer to get them going.
Right.
But I thought that was, I mean, they would have to be comfortable with three people they call to, and usually it's a family member or something to start them as, up to get them as a customer, just to get them going and to feel, you know.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good idea for you.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, I always tell people to, when I meet with them, let's go get your customers in right away. I show them how to enroll it. I'm gonna make some new videos too, more duplication. I'm gonna make a video showing people screenshots on how to actually enroll a customer, what to look for on the bill, how to sign up a consultant, just to make things more duplicatable, because you can only do so much. As your team gets bigger and bigger, it just gets more difficult to, you can't explain to everybody everything. It's just not possible, you know. That's why you need a tool to point people to say, okay, how do I enroll a customer? Great, I got a great video you can watch. And now you can show that person that video. He can tell the next guy watches the video, the next guy watches the video. It's just saving so much time. You know, and again, like even training, I can't run all over, having 5,000 people on my team, I can't run over training every single person. So now I have to create videos, the training. Great, you're in? Okay, go to ambidenergytraining.com, watch this video. After that's done, then you might want to watch how to be a master recruiter. It's a little more advanced. And then I have specific videos out there on the internet, you know, how to talk to a doctor, how to talk to an older, more successful, just point them to something. And people like that, where they don't have to, so if I go out there and I train everybody, they think they have to go out there and train people. If I say, watch this video, they think, okay, I can tell my team to watch a video, or get on a conference call. And that's what works, that's what duplicates the most, is pointing them to a tool or a call or a video or something like that. What else we got?
I noticed that just recently I signed up a consultant, and what happens is for the new consultants right now, like day by day, they get this like a to-do, like day one, and it tells them what to do, you know, so I didn't see that. She shared it with me. I didn't even know that new consultants were getting this instead of waiting for your kit.
Right.
And I thought that was brilliant, only because if you tell your new consultants to follow that, just follow the process, and that's what it's about the first 7 days. I thought that was great that they did that.
Yeah, it's good, because the kid doesn't come for like a week.
Yeah, I thought that was great.
Same thing, she didn't tell me about that, I didn't know what you were talking about.
I know, and I was like, wow, she showed me, and it really breaks it down, like, do this today.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, day 2 comes, do this today. It's just great.
Yeah, I try to get people moving as quick as possible. You know, I can go out there now and tell people I made it to regional in a week, I made it to senior in 2 months, I made executive in 10. So I created my story for people. So it's like, hey, if I could do it, so could you. So, I mean, everybody here is in the business already, so you have created your own story. I mean, there's always a way where you could recreate a story. So if you've been in this a year or whatever, you could say, hey, I was in this for a year, then I went to this ambition event in 2015. You know, I heard this guy, John Maxwell, talk, and it was just eye-opening, and I got to meet the owners of the company, and after that event, I became a senior like a week after that, and I became an executive 5 months after that. So your story, you're setting the bar for your team by telling your story. So I tell my team, hey, listen, I got to regional in a week, so could you. So that should be your goal, to get to regional consultant in 1 week. You know, if I could do it, I'll work 100 hours a week with 2 kids I've never seen, why can't somebody else do it? So, here's what you want to try to do. You want to get at least 5 customers, and just start sharing it with people. And get them moving quick. So if people don't start having success quick, a lot of them will just quit and just give up on it. That's why you want to get people moving fast.
I've had a lot of people ask me that, well, how much are you making?
I'm brand new.
And that's what I said, I'm like, well, we've only been in it since April.
Right.
Well, how much are you making? And that's when they start to shy away, because they expect it to be, you know, making money fast. And I try to tell them, it's not get rich quick. It's going to take you months and a couple of years to be getting those.
But you could tell stories of other people do, and that's what I just always tell stories. Listen, whatever I'm making, you could be doing better than me or worse than me. So what I'm making has nothing to do with it. You might put more hours into it, but tell stories of other people. I just go back to stories all the time. I tell so many stories of people in Ambit. That's why I go to all these events. I know every leader, I know every single one of them. From going to so many events, I mean, every top 50 person in Ambit, I personally can call up any single one of them right now, talk to them, and they'll get on the phone and help me. I help so many people, and it always comes back to me. But it's from going to these events for 7 years that I've met so many people in Ambit that are just willing to help, and just learning their stories. Stories have helped tremendously. But going, I don't know, maybe just think of this, but with the list of getting people moving quick, okay? You might have seen a video I have on YouTube about like prioritizing your list. So when I get a brand new person, like my list of people is in the thousands, right? When I first started, I didn't sit there. I wanted to get, when I first seen Ambit 7 years ago, my goal was to get to national consultant. That was my goal. So I said to get to national, I got to get to RC quick, SC, and just EC, then get to national. So I wanted to get to RC as fast as possible. So I didn't sit there and waste time. I had 2 consultants my first day. So what a lot of people do is they'll be in this a week, 2 weeks before they even start doing anything. I want to get it moving quick. So I didn't sit there and make a list of 1,000 people. So it took me a while. I made a list of 20, 30 people. And who did I pick on that list? It wasn't the doctor, it wasn't the millionaire business owner. It was people that I had the most credibility with. People that I knew and said, hey, I got to come over right now and show you something. They would say, great, come on over. People that, if you had a flat tire and they had to come in and save you, if you had anything going on, that these people would be here for you no matter what. So that's who I go to first, and that's what I encourage people. You're not going for the top people first. You're going for people that are going to say yes to at least accepting your appointment. Because if a brand new person goes and tries to get a doctor, a surgeon, a millionaire business guy, being brand new in Ambit, he's probably going to get shut down for the appointment and is going to get all discouraged and probably quit. So I teach people, go, I want to see you start getting I know I want to see them having some success quick. So go to people that are going to say yes to an appointment right away. Not yes to join, yes to at least looking at it. And if you have the upper hand as far as credibility-wise, like me recruiting my employees that work at my ice cream store, it's simple. Because they look at me as the older, more successful boss. So if I say to them, hey, besides the ice cream store, either way we could partner up together, make some money in my energy business, they're all ears. They're all like, they want to do it because I'm that older, more successful person. It's like if Donald Trump walked in here right now and said, hey Mike, I know you're doing well with Ambit, but I got another opportunity where we can make some money. I want a guy like you. I seen your YouTube video. I want to do some big real estate deals with you where you can make billions of dollars. I'm going to listen to him, because he has the upper hand on it. If somebody who's 18 years old told me, hey, I want you to join my business, and the guy's making nothing. it's a whole different thing. That's why I changed my approaches on everything. But on your list, you should go to the easiest people first. Go to the easiest people first because it's going to give you, they're going to say yes to an appointment. And that's how I move fast. The first day I joined, I got in my car, drove to my buddy's house. I knocked on his door. I said, Chris, you got to see this. He said, what is it? I had a DVD. I said, the best thing I've ever seen. Just gotta watch it. And I put it in, watched it. He seen how excited I was. He's older than me, but I'm more successful than him with business. He goes, Mike, I'm in. Let's do it. Signed up. So then I said to him, right then and there, it was like a Tuesday afternoon, I said, Chris, who can we go show right now? He goes, well, Richie's home. He works at the house. All right, great, let's drive there. Don't call him. I said, let's just go. We drove there, knocked on his door. Richie, you gotta see this. What is it? I said, the best thing that we both saw. Showed him the video, he signed up. I just got people to see it. Were they the best qualified people on my list? No. But did I know that would get them to look at it? Yes. Did I know based on my credibility with them that they would probably do it? Yes. So I started moving quick. And then I got promoted. It just made me more money, I got more confidence. It helped me answer questions, how much money you make. Boom. You know, I mean, $1,200 my first month. So I went to people that, I didn't go to the top-notch people. Those people came in my senior and my executive codes. Plus, I approached them once I had more confidence in myself by making some money, getting some promotions, getting some of the no's out of the way and learning to do it. Then I went after them with a more targeted approach. My invites were a little bit different by then. I knew how to approach people. So I would tell you, prioritize your list in like 3 sections. You know, the top list should be who would give you, if you ask for an hour of their time, they're giving you an hour of their time based on you're their brother, you know, they really like you, you have credibility. So people on the top list would be people who would give you 60 minutes time. And the next list is people that would give you 30 minutes time. And then the bottom list is people that would at least, that you know their name, you know their phone number, that would at least maybe just take a phone call from you. And those are the more successful people. You're gonna go to them as you get more experience. If you flip the list around the other way, you're gonna go for the hardest people first. You're probably gonna get the least amount of people to say yes to an appointment. You're gonna get discouraged and it's not gonna work. So go to the low-hanging fruit, go to the easiest people first. And you'll see how it's gonna just build your confidence more and teach us to your team. And it's just taking action, guys, you know. Isn't it better that you could tell your team, hey, I got promoted quicker, to set the example? I know you all been in, but you could always tell other people's stories. Oh, this guy made it to regional in a week, so could you. You could always recreate your story. And then I tell people on my team, brand new person, hey, you only have one shot to create this story. So do you want to go out there and tell your team you made regional in a week, or do you want to tell your team you made regional in 6 months? So let's get you off to a good start. Let's get you moving as fast as possible. I'm here to help you. We have a whole support system in place. You know, let's do it. You know. Any other questions?
It was a little off topic of what we're talking about. We were talking before about signing companies up as consultants. How do you go about that? When you sign
You have to have a physical person represent.
Okay.
So if I did my church,
Yeah.
the St. Charles Church, but the Monsignor, Thomas Bergen, his name's there. So the priest, the Monsignor's name, his birthday, but we use St. Charles Church with their tax ID number as the consultant. So you have to have an individual for that organization.
Do the organizations go in as, like when they want to be their first customer, do they go in as residential or commercial? Or,
The church,
yeah, how does that work?
whatever the bill is classified as. So the church in Con Ed, the church went by, I actually have it here in my bed. The church went by, it was called religious. It was called residential and religious, even though it was a big building. So like I had, I think 12 of their bills. I had the church, the school, the convent, the rectory, the gymnasium. It was all considered residential, but on their bill, like if it wasn't a church, those buildings would have been commercial. But on the bill, yeah, it's a long time, I showed these to people. religious. This is part, sometimes when I need to get customers, if it's a stranger, me getting customers, my friends and family, it's a piece of cake. I get 100, I'll go 100 for 100, basically. I share my why. I don't quote rates. I get so many customers. I mean, I've probably gotten 750 customers myself without even trying. So somebody says no to the business, I get them as a customer. But I show people, I say, listen, do you think I'd be giving it, I would enroll my church. My church signed up October 23rd, 2009. This bill was, the school was $3,000 a month. I tell people, do you think I would put my church in if I wasn't a 1,000,000% believer in Ambit? So the church, this one was the school, $990. The church been a customer for 5.5 years now. And they're still on the service, but yeah, it says religious on the bill.
What's the advantage of putting, say, a church in as a consultant as opposed to an affiliate?
So as a consultant, you can get other consultants. An affiliate, you can only get customers only. So if you're an affiliate, you can't get any other consultants to build. I push the consultant always, because if the church or any, and I don't push that many organizations because it's a lot easier for me to go to one individual person and get them to say yes.
Right.
If you go to an organization, you might have one person say yes, the second person say yes, the third person say yes. You might go through 10 people on the board of directors and all of a sudden one guy says no. It's like, man, I just did all this work for one guy to say no, and then the whole group doesn't decide to do it. So that's why I like going more of to individuals. But if you get a church or an organization to do it, then if you get some people in the church or the organization who want to become consultants, the church will override everything that comes in from those people. So you could have an organization who have, I don't know, let's say there's 10 people who do volunteer work. If any one of those 10 people want to create an income for themselves, they can become a consultant. That person can make money, and then the organization will override everything that comes out of those consultants. We're an affiliate, you can just get customers. So you have to be able to get hundreds or thousands of customers in order to make any real money. Yep.
So you put in contact name, businesses, the church, tax ID number,
Yep.
checks paid out to individual or business?
Well, it'll ask you, but it would go to the organization, because it's going to go to that's the purpose of getting the organization in, so it goes to the tax ID of the church or the organization versus the individual. So Monsignor doesn't want the money going to Monsignor's name. He wanted it going to the church, St. Charles Church, with the tax ID.
Yeah, no, I never did that yet. So, and it'll still ask for the guy's birthday, though, right?
It does, because they have to have one person. Because the reason why they do that is they only want one person. You can't have multiple business, you can't have multiple organizations in Ambit and get paid, because they pay out 7 levels. They don't want you going open up 7 corporations and signing up your corporation, your corporation, your corporation, your corporation. You're getting paid on all 7 levels. So they want one person in Ambit. So I signed up directly with my name, so I get paid for my social. I could open up a corporation and have Ambit pay my corporation instead, if I choose to. But I choose to get paid for my social.
Say on your 3 card also, you want to sign all 3 of those cards also, can you put your name on each one of those?
No. You're not supposed to, no. It'll probably go through because it's 3 different tax ID numbers.
Yep.
But in Ambit's policies and procedures, one person, whether it's a tax ID number or social, can be in the business.
Can you share 1 or 2 mistakes you've made along the way?
Yeah, I've had a lot of them. Let's see, what would be the best ones?
Don't say top.
What?
Don't say meeting Glenn.
He told me in Dallas he didn't even like you.
Probably, I couldn't, but probably wishing I would put more time into this sooner. I did get to executive in 10 months just on a few hours a week. I wish I was able to find more time to put into this, sooner. I think I'd be doing a lot better. I had a lot to get rid of. I had a lot of businesses and properties to get off to where I could put more time into Ambit. I don't know if that's something I could really control, but I wish I would have put in more time sooner into the business, but I think it's that good. I
Okay.
gave up everything else just for this. They say don't put all your eggs in one basket. I pretty much put everything in Ambit. That's how much I believe in this company. Another thing is, right now I spend a lot of money on coaching. I have a little coaching outside of Ambit. I go to different seminars. I was in Vegas, I was in Florida a couple times. I have a personal coach outside of Ambit I pay a lot of money to. I never stop learning. I'm putting in the last year, I've always learned, but now I commit myself to every day, a minimum 1 hour a day on just learning personal development. There's some days I spend 2-3 hours, mostly it's at night when my day's over. I think I should have been working on myself a lot sooner, because just becoming a better person overall has really helped the business, So I wish I would have done that sooner too. Even though I recruit a lot of people, I wish I would have spoke even more quicker. That's all it is, to build momentum. It's just getting, like I recruited 275, let's say over 7 years. I really wish I would have recruited 275 over 2 years. This will just build so much bigger, so much faster. It's just doing everything by numbers. And what a lot of times people do is they get people get too satisfied too easily. Where someone will go out there and they'll recruit a consultant, say, oh, I got one, and I'll just sit back and relax. Me, I'm like, if I get one at 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm trying to get 5 more in a day. I'm never satisfied. Like, you gotta just keep wanting more and more and more. Build it faster and faster and faster. If people recruit one consultant a month for 12 months, which is great, but it'd be a lot better if you could recruit 6 in 1 month. The snowball effect will just start faster and faster and build. But a lot of people do that. They get one person and, oh, I got somebody, so I'm done for the day. No, keep going. Don't you want to get more? The faster you get people going, the better. The more you do, the more success you have, the more stories you can tell people of what you do. And that's how you get your team moving. You can't go out there and motivate your team by trying to give them a great pep talk. That doesn't motivate people. Your story and what you're doing will inspire them to go out there and take action. So, stories will get people motivated more than just trying to hey, you got to do this, get going. Just let them know what you're doing. You go out and you sponsor 3 people, you can let your team know, hey, I sponsored 3 people today. Wow, if you did it, I'll share stories with my team. Oh, Pat just did this, and that. Wow, that's great. And it's just really sharing stories and just, you want to compress the time of everything. Just do things as quick as you can, and just move it, get it moving quick.
Good, thank you.
I would also, guys, track what you're doing, and you'll see how it works. I would tell you to get a calendar, buy a calendar, or just take a piece of paper and draw lines. Every presentation you do, write it down in your calendar. So now, if you have a calendar and you have whatever, tomorrow's Monday, you write down Monday the 14th. In that day, you're going to write down Bob, DVD, no. Tuesday, Mary, Energy 526, yes. At the end of the week, okay, you total it up. I showed 2 presentations, I got 1 out of 2. Next week, you want to keep it. But some people say to me, Mike, well, I'm doing Ambit, but my business isn't growing. Okay, well, I've seen you at the meetings a couple times, but I haven't seen you with any guests. No, I haven't got any guests here. Okay, so you must be showing presentation videos. Well, how many have you shown in the last week? None. Okay, how many videos have you shown in the last month? Oh, 1. Well, guess what? The most that could join is 1. So you really know if somebody's business is growing based on how many presentations they're doing. It's the most important thing. If you're not showing presentations, you're not building a team. You could be going to all the trainings, all the conference calls, but that's not making you money. It's good, but you gotta go out there and physically take action. That's why I say hold yourself accountable, take out a calendar, and at the end of the week or the end of the month, look at it. And say, am I doing what I need to do to make this thing work? So the first week you might show 2 presentations. Okay, you're 0 for 2 or 1 for 2. Next week, try to double it. Try to show 4 presentations. Okay, now you're either 1 for 4, 2 for 4, 3 for 4. Third week, you're showing 6. Okay, now you're 2 for 6 or 3 for 6. And you'll see how your numbers will probably get better and better over time by just tracking it. Because if you don't track it, you don't really know what you're doing. You might have an idea, oh, I showed a few presentations, I sponsored 2 people this month. But if you realize, okay, I showed 6, I sponsored 2. What if I showed 20? You might have sponsored 7 or something like that. So I always tell people, track your presentations physically, write it down, total them up week by week, month by month, and go in and look back and see what you're doing. And if you want to know why your business is growing or not growing, that's the proof. You know, if you're going out there showing 20 presentations a week and nobody's joining, then it's something you're doing wrong in your invite, or your close, or you're negative, or you seem too desperate. There's something in it that you have to tweak in order to get those 0 for 20 up to, 4 for 20 or 5 for 20, whatever the numbers might be. But it all starts by looking at the chart, looking at your tracking what you're doing. What else? You got me here, so ask anything you got. Anybody struggling in certain areas? Customers? But what are you saying to customers?
Just presenting our rates, asking
Wrong.
who they have.
Wrong. None of my customers know the rate at all. None of them. They have no clue what the rate is. I have no clue what the rate is. No clue. You give me $1 million cash right now and say, what's the rate in Con Edison where you live? I can't even tell you. I have no idea if it's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12. No idea. But do I get customers every single day? Like I just got 2 right now. Hey, what's up? Didn't forget, I have the bills in the apartment. When I'm at work, sometime tomorrow, I'll call you with the account numbers. It just came in at 10:39 from my friend. I get customers all the time. I never talk rate. I talk about me. When I first started this, I told you I was working 110 hours a week. I went to my mother right away. I said, hey Mom, I said, I haven't really seen my kids much lately. She goes, I know, she goes, you're doing the right thing, you're a good dad, you're providing. I said, I'm working all these other businesses, and I said, I have a way that you can help me see my kids more. She goes, how can I help you see your kids more? I said, well, besides, everything else I'm doing, I started a part-time energy business last week, and I'm looking for a couple of customers to help me get going. And I'd like you to be a customer of mine. I said, Mom, your bill's still gonna come from Con, nothing changes, but if I can get a bunch of customers, it's gonna help me see Kayla or Michael more. It would really mean, I didn't have to even finish my sentence. She's like, what do you need? I said, just a copy of your bill or your account numbers, and that's it. To this day, she has no idea her rate, no idea about anything. She did it to help me out. My mom has told me several times that people have knocked on her door, have called her on the phone, sent her flyers in the mail. She goes, I never even looked at the offers. There's no way